This Heritage Humane Society's Paws for Paws segment is proudly sponsored by Mermaid Books.
As I mentioned, 15 minutes after 9 o'clock, and man, oh man, when you hear the term, it's like herding cats, well, you know what? That's exactly what we're doing here at the radio station this morning. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning. Yeah, it's kind of we're doing a babysitting duty while we're doing the radio.
Right. And, they're great soccer players, by the way.
Are, yes.
Yeah. And the kitty cats that we're talking about, we have two kittens in here today. Their names are Thin Mint and Dosido. And they brought their toys with them, and we were playing with them on the counter, and man, they're having some fun here at the radio station, are they not?
Yes.
And as you've heard Jennifer say the last couple of segments when she comes on Tuesday morning, that this is kitten season.
It is.
So we are looking for forever homes for these two, and I tell you what, they'll bring a lot of joy to your life. And if you listen very, very carefully, you can hear them playing with their toys, and they're bouncing the ball
back and forth.
Off of the code base, at the floor. So very interesting. So thank you for being here again today, Jennifer, and let's talk about a veritable plethora of things, as we always do here on the radio on Tuesday mornings at 9:15.
Yeah. So we got two great little kittens here. I'm thinking back to last Tuesday when we had Stevie, who was our senior cat. It was a very different Tuesday. It was kind of a laid back.
Did Stevie get adopted?
Not yet, but we do have somebody that's interested.
Good.
Volunteers, so I'm hoping. But yeah, Stevie's still up for adoption. But these two little guys are so sweet, very energetic. We do have a lot of great kittens that are up for adoption right now. And as you mentioned, it is kitten season. So for those of you who don't know what that means as the weather gets warmer, we tend to get a lot more stray kittens coming into our shelter.
Yes. Sometimes
we get pregnant mama cats. Sometimes people will find orphaned stray kittens. And sometimes we get mama with kittens. So once they're old enough to get spayed or neutered, then we put them up for adoption. So these two little guys are officially up for adoption. They're about 2 months old, and they're so fun. Kittens are a lot of fun. They're looking for great homes. We always encourage people, surprisingly, to adopt two if they're able to. Because surprisingly, it makes it a little easier for the adopter because they will play with each other versus the one kitten wanting to play with you at all times.
And you have to look at it from this perspective, too. They came into the world almost simultaneously, and they've formed this bond. And probably just like us, if we were separated after we were born, we would have some separation anxiety as well, and I would imagine they do too.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they could talk to us and tell us about that, but they can't. But just by observation, we can kind of tell that, can't we?
Yeah, and you can sometimes will list them as bonded pairs, and that means they're required to be adopted together. Sometimes you can tell because they sleep together. If they're ever separated, you can see some concern, and they'll start kind of calling to each other. So anytime the fosterers or we notice that, we'll list them as bonded pairs where we require them to be adopted together. But even if they're not bonded pairs, having two kittens actually surprisingly is a little easier sometimes. For example, right now they're playing with each other versus us kind of keeping track of one kitten right now.
That's right. And then all of a sudden I just saw one run by. Boy, they're having fun. Well, let's talk about some of the other stuff. I think we have a yard sale coming up this weekend.
We do, yeah.
And, Thin Mint just grabbed my cord on my headphones. Yeah, so...
always fun. Yeah, we do have our yard sale coming up. That's actually this Saturday, the 29th. They're doing laps around the radio station now.
Yes, they are.
So that's it's always a fun time. We usually do our yard sales 3 to 4 times a year. So this is our summer yard sale. And it's going to be from 8 a.m. to noon. And it's right at the shelter, so 430 Waller Mill Road. And we've gotten a ton of great donations. So I think there's going to be a lot of great items for people to check out. It ranges from antiques to toys to jewelry, purses, all sorts of stuff. And all of the money goes right back to the shelter. So it's a really great cause. We're really hoping to raise a lot of money on Saturday. Apparently they're half cheetah too. And we're still accepting donations too. So if you're doing some cleaning and you want to donate to the shelter, we'll be accepting donations up till Friday of this week.
I hope I'm not overstepping my authority here, but I think they might have to go as a bonded pair.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, because boy, they really love each other.
And a lot of people don't believe that one kitten's a lot, but if you just watch this segment, you can see how much they're playing with each other, and they're so inquisitive at this age.
Right.
But they're a lot of fun.
And I mean, Jennifer described it a couple of minutes ago. They're actually doing laps.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. I've done some racing so far as broadcasting racing, and I'm almost tempted to, well, as they come out of turn one.
Who's in the lead?
That's right. Who's in the lead? Yeah. All right. Well, we've got that, and then a week from this coming Thursday is going to be the 4th of July.
It is,
and you're going to have a hot dog eating contest.
Yeah, so it's the second annual. It's Hot Dogs and Shelter Dogs is what we named it.
Hot Dogs and Shelter Dogs.
So Hungry Bug Food Truck is kind enough to host it again. It's going to be at Billsburg Brewery. But last year was the first year we did it. We had 5 contestants, and this year we're hoping to have 10. And it's they have 10 minutes to eat 10 hot dogs. So it's very interesting to, it's amazing to watch. But we raised a lot of money last year because you can bet on the winner. So you can sponsor who you think is going to win the contest. We have great raffles, prizes, and we're going to have some of our adoptable dogs out there too. So that's at Billsburg Brewery on July 4th, and the contest starts at 2 o'clock. So even if you don't want to eat 10 hot dogs in 10 minutes, you can watch or just kind of hang out. We'll have a lot of great music, food, and fun. So it's all for a great cause.
Yep. Always something going on over at Heritage, right? And how's camp coming along with all those folks?
Yeah, we have our first camp coming up in a couple weeks. July 8th is when it starts. So Diana's actually going to be coming for a few radio segments because I'm going to be with the campers.
Okay.
With the exception of our third week of camp, which is August 5th through the 9th, that's the only one that's open right now that we still have a couple slots left. But the rest of them are full. So if you are interested, that's our Rising First through Third Grader camp. So if you have a young animal lover in the family, you can go to our website, heritagehumane.org/camp to learn a little more about that week.
Very good. Well, I got to tell you a quick little personal story. I was almost late for work here at the radio station this morning, and guess what I was doing?
Feeding your dog?
Well, no. I come out of my house at 6:15 this morning, and one of our neighbors, they're walking their dog, and there's this little, I'm not sure how you would describe it, curly-haired dog, and our neighbor said to me, he said, well, do you know who does this dog belong to?
Oh, no.
And I said, well, I don't know, but it looks like our neighbor Elaine's across the street. So I pick up this little dog, all muddied, been out in the swamp and all that kind of stuff. So I might be wearing
a little bit of mud.
all the mud on my right side. And I ring Elaine's doorbell. It's 6:15 in the morning. No answer. So anyway, I finally got another neighbor of ours, Jill, to take the dog in so I could leave to come to work. So I was like Vladimir Putin this morning. I was rushing.
Yeah.
So I wanted to tell you that story because you guys have rubbed off on me over at Heritage Humane Society, and you got me out rescuing animals in
that's
Pocosin.
Awesome.
And I would anyway,
Of course.
But because that's what we do.
Yeah, we always tell people the simplest thing you can do is microchip your pet. It really saves lives because we get so many animals that come through the doors, especially dogs, and the owners say, oh, well, the dog had a collar on when he left, but collars can break, leashes, different things. So microchipping is so important because
we have ours microchipped. And Pocosin Veterinary Hospital, that's our local vet out there. Perhaps this little dog might have been taken over there for the chip
check.
reader.
Yeah.
because we've done that before. You know? But anyway, just a little aside.
Yeah, that's a fun start to your morning.
Yeah. So I'm trying to catch up. I still haven't caught up, and we're almost done. About 35 more minutes on the radio. But anyway, back to the business at hand. We have two lovely kittens, Thin Mint and Dosido. So, and you can see the video on the Heritage Humane Society website. And when our very talented and technical, these guys are the best here at the radio station. They're streaming this live on Facebook Live, but they'll put together a video, and that'll be available on our Facebook page and our website. Man, you can't have it any better than that, right?
And they're playing double duty. They're also on Kitten Watch while they're videotaping. So it's very impressive what they do.
These guys are awesome,
yes.
Right? Well, Jennifer, thank you for being here today and being on with us, and we'll talk to either you or Diana. It'll be you, probably.
It'll be me next week and then Diana the following week.
Okay, that'll be fine. 26 minutes after 9 o'clock, and this report has been brought to you by our friends over at Mermaid Books on Prince George Street in downtown historic Williams.
Mermaid Books is proud to have sponsored this Pause for Pause segment. Mermaid Books, used and rare books, antiques, vintage postcards, classic fiction, children's books, and of course, books about all creatures great and small. Mermaid Books is located downstairs at 421A Prince George Street in Merchant Square, Williamsburg.